I pretended it and I manipulated everybody that I was fine. It's the, hey, how are you? I'm great. And you smile and you keep walking. And the reality is I was so far from great. I was dying. I was physically, emotionally, and spiritually dying. And all I had to do was just say, I'm not okay. I'm not okay. Can somebody please help me? And I don't know why that's so hard, but it is. My name is Heather Kittelson, and I'm a redeemed alcoholic and a suicide survivor. I have always been a very loving, outgoing person, even as a child. My parents said that I was so easy to be around. I wasn't your typical girl. Having 3 older brothers, that helped. I was very much a tomboy and played sports, and I would hear of people having problems or depression or that kind of stuff, but I never ever really knew what that was about. So genuinely joyful, loving, and kind. And then I would say a lot of the compounding of world stuff and the drinking. My grandpa was a veteran, and when he came back from the war, he had completely turned into another person and started to choose alcohol and the bar scene to get away from all of the trauma. And then their cycle repeated itself because a Vietnam War happened, and my dad was actually at Vietnam War. And so there's this generational alcoholism from losing my grandma and grandpa to it, to aunts and uncles from the smoking and drinking. They've died from cancers. They've died from truly just from alcoholism. They've drank themselves to death. When I had developed postpartum depression after my 4th, and things were so confusing and I felt very numb and I didn't understand. I had people that talked to me about postpartum depression and I couldn't relate. I could have empathy and sit with them and talk with them, but when it came to me having it, it hit me like a ton of bricks. Like I felt like I was walking through quicksand because I didn't understand it. I couldn't actually put words to it because it wasn't something that I had ever went through. And therefore, I didn't know how to communicate it with anyone. And so the only thing that I knew how to do to feel something was to drink. And so as hard as that is for people to understand, I have so much empathy for those that are dealing with suicidal thoughts for that reason. I mean, I was thinking about the things that I'm actually a part of now. Like watching my kids graduate from preschool and enter kindergarten. Like how I would have missed that. You know, and I think back to the day that I was sitting on the edge of my bed after my kids and my husband had left, and I was sitting on the edge of the bed when I sat down to write my letter. It was crazy how quickly my emotions shut off. I wrote one general letter to my family. I didn't say sorry in the letter. When I went to treatment, I brought the letter with me, and we had a day where we got to write down a bunch of stuff of past traumas, and then we got to burn the paper in a fireplace, and it felt so good to burn that letter because after rereading it and looking at how emotionless it was, that was not the Heather that I am today. Man, the work that I have put in the last 3 years has been every day. Like you have to make your mind up that you are here to live. God made us all with a purpose, and all of our purposes are really divine and really special. And so not living that out is truly doing this world a disservice. It is possible to be the best version of you every day. I mean, you hear people say that all the time, but I am living proof that that is what I'm doing every single day.